So let's take a look at how my bike would be transferred into Alias. And actually, in the way how I build it, my right view is actually the site. So I have to, for example, for my exporter, take that into consideration. And here I'm going to turn off all the modifiers I don't really need. So mirror, I keep selected. And you can actually bring multiple objects at once into Alias. That's not really a problem. But I wouldn't necessarily bring over the complete bike because breaking it down into smaller objects or units might make your work a little bit easier. And also, if it's easier for Maya to convert maybe 2-3 objects at once instead of 20 or 40 objects, of course. Then with those objects selected, and again only having mirror modifier being still active, I go to File, Export, Wavefront, and in this case here now I have to say forward is actually Y and not X. I keep my apply modifier turned on, and only I would like to export what I have selected. So let's call this one bike export. Then let's go to Maya, File and Import, select the bike, import, and let's see where it is. There is the bike. And you see actually that the orientation in Maya is different than in Blender, and will also be different in Alias. So if the rotation here is off, simply ignore it. It's not a big deal. So those 3 objects selected at once, we can go to Modify, Convert Polygon to Subdiv, and then convert Subdiv to NURBS. And still having everything selected, we could go to File, Export Selection, and maybe let's call this one Bike IGES or Bike Frame, however you want to logically name it. Click Export. And then in Alias, I go to File, Import, File. There is my IGES file. Click Open. And this file is a little bit bigger, so the time to wait is a little bit longer. But as you see, it's not really too long. And then if I go to the front or the back, so you see actually front flips it. So here in this case, if I would like to have the right and export it, I could also go to the negative ones. That rotates then the piece by 180 degrees, which is something I forgot to do, which is why now this bike looks to the other direction. So now if I click it, still you see everything is one object. And then again, if you want to make those individually selectable, click Ungroup, nothing. And then you could still afterwards, for example, then select those and say, well, no, those please group together, and maybe could go and select nothing, there, select this and this. And then have all this selected, group, and maybe make this one invisible so it's easier for this part to be selected and then turned into a NURBS surface as well. Sorry, one group, because it's already a NURBS surface. And let's zoom out a little bit, and then let's turn on the hardware shade. Select nothing. Let's turn this one off. And let's take a look at what we have. There we can see actually that the NURB surface we got into Alias is seriously matching my design inside Blender to 1-to-1. So I'm in this view and I'm in this view. Okay. So here you see perfect transformation from polygon to NURB surface without any change to the curvature. And then inside Alias, you can touch everything up, finish it, send it to an RP machine, send it to an engineer, or whatever else you would like to do with it. And you see, it's actually not very difficult at all. It's just a matter of, transferring it between the different programs and just hitting the convert button, and all will match.